Rusty from Rusty Jones Customs. Kind of want to show y'all how this air ride kit works that we sell. A lot of people has questions about it. When you pull the front end off the cross country, this is what you have. You got the 2 springs in your bottom dampener. So you pull all that off and get rid of that. You get rid of your springs and your cap. We don't do none of this. We do away with all that. So when you you'll end up with this. And it won't have this bump stop on it. The bump stop comes with our kit. So you put the bump stop on it, and what that does is allow the bike to go down and the fender not touch the trees. So we put this on. And it's very simple. It's just got 4 Allen screws. You need a little Allen wrench. I don't even know where it's at, but anyway, 4 Allen screws, tighten it up, a little bit of Loctite. So you take your leg first, and you can buy a ball hone or spring-loaded stone hone, and you just hone it out because there's some machine marks in it that's really rough, and it eats these O-rings up. So if you'll hone it with some WD-40 for about 10 minutes, it polishes it, makes it work good. And then right here at the bottom, you'll see a little pin. We drill that pin out with a small, like a 16th drill bit. And what it is, it's just a little vent. That way when the air goes down to let the bike down, it'll bleed out of this hole. So it's very simple. So after you get your bump stop on, you'll slide your leg and everything back over your fork like this. And this is a pretty simple deal. Sometimes it can be tricky, and then you'll get 2 pistons with the kit with 4 O-rings. And what I do, I take them apart, and you'll have 2 O-rings inside. You'll have this little spacer, and you'll have 4 Phillips screws, and you'll have a top. So what I do, I take a little grease, and I put a little bit of grease on it, on the O-rings. That way it helps it slide into the trees, or to the forks. So we got that done, and we'll slide this back into the fork itself with the bump stop. And then we slide this over, and it'll slide inside of the fork, like that, just like that. That's all you do. So then, with the fork up, you'll take one of these O-rings and you'll slide it over the top. There's 2 O-rings with the kit. Now it works better if you ain't got grease all over your hands, but. And then I take a little screwdriver and push it down in that groove. I'm so short I can't see it. I should have found a short table. And then you'll have this spacer here. And the spacer with the groove comes up. So this right here will set down on top of this first O-ring, like that, and it slides down in there. And then it's got a groove for this O-ring, which goes over it as well. And then I'll lay it down sometimes, and I'll push it in. And I know it's hard to see, but I'm sure you get what I'm talking about. Then after you get it in, you take your top and you put your top on it. And that's kind of tricky to get into these little Phillips screws. I'm going to chase it around here. Sometimes you take a little grease and get your screw started. Well, said you could. There we go. Now we line it up. And sometimes it can be a little tough, especially when you got people like Matt in the background laughing at me when I'm trying to do this. So that's just. But it goes like this. You put all 4 screws. I'm just going to put one just to kind of give you idea how to do it. Then you put your jam nut on, and then this cap is furnished with the kit as well, and it just screws on. And this is kind of tricky because you got to push them O-rings in, but then that screws in, and you can tighten it by hand, or after you get it together you can take a pair of pliers and put on it. But that's a finished product. Very simple, about 30 minutes to do it all. So thanks for shopping at Rusty Jones Customs, and any questions, you're welcome to call.